Is it okay if I touch you during our consultation?
Yep.
Alrighty. What do you want to do with your hair today, babe?
I want a different color in my hair because I
Okay.
think it's like this has started to fade
Mm-hmm.
because all vivids fade.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can try a different color, I'd like to try a different color.
You
Thinking
got it.
like pink or red somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Another fun color. And then as far as my haircut, I like the length, but I obviously need a trim. And you know that I like to keep it while I have layers, I like to keep it fuller. I like my I don't like to thin out my hair too much. I like when it's
Thick and full.
thick and full.
Yes. I'm glad that you brought up the thick and full part because I think that there are some things that we could do to adjust your haircut to make it look fuller around the bottom.
Yeah.
Because we were watching TV the other night too, and you kind of brought up, like, what if I cut all my hair off again? So I think what I'm getting from you and your hair vibe is that you want to change it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes. Okay. So down here through the bottom, it is starting to get pretty thin looking.
Yeah.
So I know that you say that you like your length, but one of the things that we could do to make it look thicker around the bottom is to bring up the length a little bit.
Sure.
And get rid of these like little thin
Sure.
tails that are there. The reason that it's thinner around the bottom is because of the type of layering that I did on you. So layering is a simple term for a very complex technique that we can do in hair. And a lot of things influence how layering looks in the hair. You know, the angle at which we hold our fingers, where the elevation is, where we're standing around the head, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tweak just one or two of those things, like maybe your finger angle and the position on the head where you are cutting the layer, it will completely change the way that it looks.
Sure.
So what I'm thinking we should do is change the way we layer your hair a little bit too, to a type of layering that maintains more fullness through the ends. So we are going to take off a little bit of length today.
Sure.
Sounds like you're okay with that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be cut above your shoulders or anything, but I think that changing the layering so that we can get more fullness through the ends ultimately will be an even better shag than what you've had for the last few years, because I've cut your shag pretty much the same for several years. But now we can change the way that we layer and adjust a few things, and it could be still very much a shag, still very much layers, just a little bit different of a vibe. And I think that it's time for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that this last layer is what makes me feel like
it needs to be cut off.
Well, and it also that it's thin.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that we are holding on to something that no longer serves us. That happens a lot in hair cutting.
Yeah.
So taking that bottom layer off is actually going to make your hair feel thicker.
Yeah.
And then, we can grow it down to your knees if you want. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Do you think I would look pretty with my hair down to my knees?
I think you would look beautiful anyway.
Thanks, sweetie.
Any way that you wore your hair. Okay, so what about your bangs though? Like, I feel like they're pretty okay right now.
Yeah, I think they're like right at the good length because we cut them a couple weeks ago when we did this.
Yep.
And I think they're at the perfect length right now. Like, I'll probably need a bang trim in another couple weeks, but we're right in that like perfect sweet spot of that. They're at like.
They look great today, don't they?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me repeat back to you what we're going to do on your hair today. We're going to switch up the little bit we have with a new color. We are also going to change your haircut a little bit. We are going to take some length off of the bottom, but we understand that doing that is actually going to make the hair ultimately look and feel thicker. And then we're going to change the way that we layer your shag, but you're still going to have a ton of layers.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that sounds great. I'm so excited, babe.
Me too.